But social media came at me as being invited to things I had never heard of by people I couldn't remember. Has anyone experienced that? The piece that I want to talk to you about is not just social media, but the power of using networking like this in this room and things you've learned from people like Gary Davis on the real fine-tuning of social networking, then connecting it with online connections, and what it gives you is a local and global reach like wasn't possible in years before this. You literally can have allies here to work with and allies across the globe at the same time. This is an incredible opportunity in life today, that we can have friends right in this room, and we can have friends we've never met across the globe, and we can get help and help both of them. So I know Gary's talked about the importance of developing networking equity and investing in other people before you need help. But you can do this at a global level now, and all these tools are available. And what this social media gives us is ways to connect and be closer to our customers, find allies, and reach people. But it's a little bit of a different world. And our traditional approach to marketing doesn't work as well. In fact, there's a great book called Meatball Sunday. You know, two things we like, but we don't like them together. And that's what happens when we take traditional marketing and try to wedge it into social media. My experience of really getting the global connection of social media occurred when I started my podcast, and then I started thinking, well, I need some more technical help. So I asked some questions on LinkedIn, and then I went, well, I wish there was a group where people talk. So I created a group, and then people started coming into it. And then I met a guy in India in the group that had really good advice on low-cost recording and how to make it work with the podcast. Well, my friend, Steve Austin, was going to India. He was hired by the government to help facilitate a meeting on hunger there as an issue. And I just said, hey, Steve, I kind of met this really interesting marketing guy in India. I got a sense of connecting you together. Do you mind if I introduce you? He said, sure, Martin, I'm open to it. So I connected them together. And to make the long story short, when he got over there, this guy was less than 4 kilometers away from where he was staying. They had breakfast in India, and he sent me a photo. That really got my attention. You know, that made it personal. I had connected 2 people. One I had met and it helped me in technology. One I had known and trusted for years together, and they built an alliance because of my introduction. That's like global equity here. That's actually being able to make connections and allies at a global level. Now, all of us know that the traditional ideas of networking, if you had 2 events, and you've all, I'm going to bring these up quick so you can see both of them. We all have learned, and I have to tell you, I learned too, that the process of going out and pitching our product to a room full of people also pitching our product is a waste of time and not fun to watch, right? But building allies and connections and friends we can work with and people we could work together, possibly saying, hey, you know, we're close in business and we happen to be overlapping in the same customer. How can we work together? Or we're in the same business, but you know, I bet if we work together, we'll find we both have expertise, and maybe we can both win in this economy more if we work together. This is the building alliances that we've grown up and learned in networking in person. Well, there was a maturing that also happened on the web. We've all been inundated by emails. I guarantee that a few of you are getting newsletters from clients that go into the folder that looks like a wastebasket without reading because you don't want to offend them and unsubscribe. And they're coming in different formats and it's pouring in. We're buried in this traditional idea of I will push this out, I will interrupt 50,000 people and 1% will respond, and I'll disregard the fact for my brand, I just annoyed all those other people and not realize how it affects my brand and that I'm actually not targeting my market in an elegant and effective way, and I'm not building relationships, and I'm not closer to my customer than ever before. What works is permission granted. Wayne's going to go over some more of this when he speaks. Making new connections and alliances, sharing ideas, asking questions, very important. It's not just all about contributing, it's about letting people contribute to you. Some of the best relationships occur when I raise my hand and I go online, I need help with something. It has a human quality, but it's not like I need, who wants to make $1 million? I have an opportunity for you. It's real help in some area. The other thing that's shifting is this concept of transparency. What do I mean by this? And I hope Wayne will go into some of this too, because I think he's a great model of it. Our customers want to know us personally before they trust us with their money. Now, that doesn't mean they want to know every time you sneezed, or every single detail, or some things private, like where your kids might play or something else. But if you love every spare minute playing with your kids, that might be good to put in your LinkedIn profile. Hobbies, playing with my kids, something like that. And we don't just trust logos like we used to before. We want to see the name behind the logo. We want to be able to Google you and see what's out there. And the truth is, in the future, if there are two people offering the same product, and I Google you and there's nothing, and I Google you and there's something positive, guess who gets the job? They do. Now, is that fair? I didn't say that, but that's what's happening. We want to do a little research ahead of time. And the more you understand this and start building authentic and genuine content on the web, I mean, not paying someone in a wonderful third world country to write content for you just because your name keeps showing up, and then I click on it and I go, my gosh, those colloquialisms are all wrong. But it helped with their search engine optimization. This is about being connected to the customer more than ever. And it creates new challenges and opportunities. That's what I'm in my upcoming book is really that interface of those two things.